3D printing is an incredible tool for creation, but if you want to truly push your projects to the next level, a laser engraver is the ultimate companion piece. In this video, we're exploring how integrating a laser into your workflow can completely transform your 3D prints, from basic plastic prototypes into premium, high-end products. My tool of choice today is the Creality Falcon A1, a 10-watt diode laser featuring a hyperfine spot size and a 305 by 381mm work area. I picked this up because of a great discount and the fact that it's fully enclosed, which is a must for my apartment setup. This isn't going to be a standard dry review. Instead, we're taking a quick look at the hardware so we can dive straight into the practical, creative projects you can pull off with this setup. Getting the Falcon A1 out of the box was a bit awkward. The chassis lacks designated handles or grip points, making it a bit of a wrestling match to lift. However, once it's on the desk, the package is just about minimal. Creality includes all the necessary cabling, a flexing exhaust pipe, and essential air assist pump, and a sheet of plywood to get you started. Setting it up is remarkably straightforward. Turn the safety key, release the emergency button, and the machine comes to life. Now, to connect to your computer, you'll need to plug in a USB-C cable. Yes, you heard that right, there is no Wi-Fi on the standard 10-watt model. That feature is reserved for the A1 Pro. Honestly though, for me, it's not a deal breaker. When you're cutting and engraving with a laser, safety dictates you should be in the room anyway. The Falcon Design Studio software effortlessly guides you through the initial setup, camera calibration, and your very first test engrave. Within minutes, you're ready to start creating. Now, for my real first project, I wanted to test a theory. I took a textured spring steel build plate and engraved my logo directly on it. The goal? Every time I print a part on this sheet, the logo should theoretically emboss itself onto the bottom layer of the 3D print, giving me a permanent, flawless branding solution without having to alter my CAD files. But does it actually work? We'll check the result in a moment. Working with different materials brought up a challenge, keeping consumables perfectly aligned. If you need to run multiple engravings or cutting passes, even a millimeter of shifting can ruin your part. To solve this, I designed and 3D printed these low-profile magnetic corner holders. They secure your workpiece perfectly, allowing for quick removal and precise repositioning. And because they have embedded magnets, when you're done, you can store them neatly right on the side of the machine. Quite nifty, right? If you want the STL file to print these for your own setup, let me know down in the comments. Before we check the steel plate results, let's talk about material combinations. Integrating laser cut elements like wood, cork, or felt into your 3D prints, like these designs here, completely redefines the aesthetic. It breaks up the monotony of plastic, adding texture and giving the final product a much more premium, high-end feel. I also wanted to see how the 10-watt diode laser handled raw plastics like PLA and PETG. A diode laser can engrave plastic, but it is highly dependent on the color of the filament. Some colors absorb the wavelength beautifully, while others tend to melt or reflect the beam. To get clean professional results, an infrared laser is the proper tool for the job. Now, my original plan was to buy the A1 base model and simply buy the Creality 2-watt laser as an add-on. Unfortunately, I discovered after the fact that Creality's infrared module is not compatible with the A1, but only with the Pro version. A massive disappointment, but not all hope is lost. There is a workaround to get infrared capabilities on this machine, and if you want to see how I do it, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button right now. Now let's look at the spring steel experiment. As you can see under the light, the logo successfully embossed onto the bottom of the 3D print. It's incredibly subtle, but it catches the light beautifully. It's an understated, professional mark that doesn't scream for attention, but adds that final touch of quality. I absolutely love how this turned out. So, what's the final verdict on the Creality Falcon A1? Do I recommend it? Well, the short answer is yes and no. If you already own the machine, it's a capable performer. And as I mentioned, there is a solution on the horizon for adding an infrared laser. However, if you are currently in the market looking to buy a new laser, there are objectively better options in the exact same price bracket that offers a lot more value out of the box. For instance, we have the BlazeX M3 Pro 10-watt module, comes fully enclosed, including a rotary kit and air purifier, and it offers an optional infrared module for just $150. But if you need pure cutting power without breaking the bank, the Acmer P3 24-watt is an absolute workhorse. Finally, if you want dual wavelength straight out the gate, the Archer R2 comes equipped with both a 10-watt diode laser and a 1.3-watt infrared laser. The market is filled with incredible choice right now, but regardless of which machine you choose, adding a laser engraver to your workshop is the single best way to level up your 3D prints. I have a ton of mixed media projects lined up using this workflow, so make sure you stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.